along with other forms of alternative medicine, have been around for years, studied and practiced by different cultures all around the world. So why isn't this form of medicine more commonly known? Think about yourself. What do you do when you or a loved one gets sick? Common alignments such as sore throat, upset stomach, cough, fever are the body's way to communicate a problem. We tend to look for pharmaceutically designed medications to nurse our bodies back to health. We tend to do this without looking for any alternative approaches. A level of trust is established through studies in government-run facilities, having laid the groundwork for the medicines available for use. But there are other options you should consider. The Herbal Academy states Greek philosopher Hippocrates introduced the idea of sickness being in the physical body itself as opposed to spiritual illness caused by the gods. At this early time in history, medicine consisted of what we consider natural medicine and surgery. Herb derivatives and diet were the standard. Although this connection between medicine and herbs was practiced all over the globe, Western herbalism started in Italy. At this time, documentation was handwritten, making herbal information scarce and unknown to the public. During the 16th century, this shifted when the printing of written documents was created. Information could flow easier. More access fostered more knowledge. Alternative forms of medicine do exist. Not only do they exist, but they're effective and easy to obtain. Oxford Language defines alternative medicine as any range of medical therapies that are not regarded as orthodox by the medical profession, such as herbalism, homeopathy, and acupuncture. Overall, just another way of trying to heal your body, a choice that can be reliable and worth a try. Herbalism, the practice of medical and therapeutic use of plants, can be traced back to 1500 BCE, where the Egyptians wrote the Ebers Palarul, listing over 18 herbal medical practices. Herbal Academy points out even older texts. The Chakra Samhita, written in 400 BCE. It mentions herbs still used today, such as ashwagandha and turmeric, both observed and studied for years. Having ancient texts of herbal practices is proof of credibility. Practicing any form of alternative medicine should be primary to support the body. Although success has been observed in correcting alignments and diseases without side effects. Homeopathy, a practice stemming from the belief that the immune system can heal the body with the right support, makes up the foundation of alternative medicine. Acupuncture, another form of alternative medicine, was a key component of traditional Chinese medicine. It involves inserting thin needles into the body in certain areas to alleviate pain and other alignments and diseases. Different levels of severity exist in alternative medicine, much like with modern medicine, where surgery is extreme but usually very effective. Acupuncture is seen in the same sense. Herbalism didn't originate in the United States, but we can see it first with a book brought to Boston in 1708, created by Nicholas Culpeper. He was a well-studied herbalist, botanist, and physician. The influence of this book came from practices learned from indigenous people, enslaved African knowledge, and midwives. This exchange of information was during a very interesting time. It was during the context with colonialization, slavery, and other social forces that contributed to the discrediting of these herbal practices. Further contributing to the inaccurate lack of credibility among the herbal practices in medicine was the development of the Council of Medical Education of the American Medical Association. These organizations, they developed a standardized medical education with specific standards of operation. If the standard was not met, the facility and the research was shut down. Lower funded facilities, mainly consisting of women and African American students, were shut down, forcing the shift from an even practice of both herbal medicine and heroic medicine to mainly heroic medicine. Heroic medicine consisted of purging, bloodletting, and the use of toxic minerals such as arsenic and mercury. Although effective at eliminating disease, these practices were harsh on the body. Herbalism was still practiced, but not as accredited. Modern herbalism, despite herbalism's fallout, was able to gain relevance again in the 1970s, growing ever since. Many doctors will even recommend herbal practices before more severe intervention. As you can see, the credentials in the study of herbs never went away. It just struggled to be fully accredited, a fact that doesn't take away from the effective nature of herbs. I've practiced herbal medicine myself in the form of teas, tinctures, and supplements, each posing their own contribution to health maintenance and correction of alignments. Ginger being my favorite is always my first option for any stomach pain or discomfort. 1 cup of freshly brewed ginger root tea does the trick. So as you can see, alternative medicine doesn't have the reputation it deserves, yet it's a thoroughly studied and practiced form of medicine. Many cultures have utilized this practice throughout history, and it should be an option for all people to feel comfortable using. I challenge you to visit your local herb shop and grocery stores before visiting your doctors and pharmacies next time you or a loved one gets sick.